all things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, the Randi Rhodes Show.
In this moment, we are in a fight for our most fundamental freedoms. And to this room of leaders, I say, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
We're a bunch of chanting bastards, aren't we? We love to chant. We love to chant. Bring it on, lock her up. It just we Kamala, Kamala, Mama la, Mama la. Yeah, just a bunch of chanting SOBs is what we are in this country. I don't know what that is. I guess we want rhythm, and some of us have it, and some of us. So that was Kamala today talking to a bunch of teachers. It was the teachers union in Houston, Texas. Yesterday, she went in front of the largest sorority of African Americans, the largest, 6,000 members in one of the biggest sororities there are. I mean, the power of the people is just everywhere with this one, everywhere. You know, and then you compare it to like the people that support, you know, a guy who just rants on the stage about who he hates and why you should hate them too, or he'll hate them for you, or whatever it is. I mean, there's no inspiration from this guy at all. There is no policy from the other at all. I mean, what is his policy? What is his healthcare policy? What is it? Right. Well, Biden can tell you what his is, okay? It'd be Medicare for all, and the way that you pay for it is by raising the cutoff to pay into Medicare and Social Security from $166,000, where it stops, all the way up to $400,000 or even beyond. Okay, tax the richest of Americans, right? So Donald Trump wants to tax the poorest of Americans the same rate as he wants to tax billionaires. Truly, 15% for the poorest of Americans who pay nothing now. I mean, they do pay into Medicare and Social Security. That comes right out of your check. It's not like you even have to file. It just comes out of your check, right? And he's like, oh, no, we want them to pay federal income tax too, 15%, 15% for 50,000 and below. And then, you know, the corporate tax rate, 15%. That seems fair. The guy can't talk about policy. In fact, today, this was really weird. This is like an 8-second little thing here, but, you know, he does this all the time. So he goes on Fox, right? Like Sean Hannity invited him on Fox and said, so you're not, you know, people are saying that you're going to be a dictator, and you're not going to be a dictator. And so I want you to tell people you're not going to be. He goes, well, I'll only be a dictator on day one. What? So the same thing just happened again. Fox and Friends invited him on this morning for him to be able to say that Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025, the 900-page screed against all, you know, working class Americans in favor of the billionaire class, isn't something that he's for, right? So they invite him on to comment on it, and he screws that up too.
They keep on tying you to Project 2025, which is a 900-page tome put out by the Heritage Foundation. What is your response to what's in it, and what would you like to say about the role it's playing in your campaign?
It's a group of very, very conservative people. They wrote a document that many of the points are fine.
Many of the points are fine. Some of it's good. Some of it's really good, you know. And the only thing that he disagrees with is that he wants exceptions for rape and incest and life of the mother in his federal abortion ban, okay? And he's pretty sure that there's a number of weeks that the whole country could agree on. Other than that, he doesn't have any beef with the Heritage Foundation, because I promise you this, he never read it. He doesn't know what's in those 900 pages, okay? He has no idea that the tax plan is exactly what I just said it is, okay? He doesn't know. It's really sick and it's really sad, and he's really inept, and that's why he can't talk policy, and he just stands on a stage and insults people. And I have to say, Governor Tim Walz, it's interesting because now we're in like a Veepstakes, right? We're trying to pick a vice president, or she is. She's got to make, her first really big, important decision about who she wants to run with and who she wants to govern with, because a vice president is somebody who pretty much stays in the background. But does things, goes on diplomatic trips and, goes to, I think she's been to the Munich conference like 4 times or 3 times, however many years it's been. She goes and represents the United States. She does a lot of economic stuff. Anyway, their job is to, be a governing partner, but sort of a silent partner. And I think that's, that's what you expect. Biden did it for Obama, and Kamala's doing it for Biden. So, but it's really interesting how people that we're not really aware of on a day-to-day basis, like the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, or Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, or the various, I did see Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, say she doesn't want to be vice president. She said she would turn it down. She doesn't want to leave Michigan. I don't know how true that is, but somebody, put a microphone in her face on the street and asked her would she accept, and she said, no, I don't want to leave Michigan. So it was an interesting thing. But now that we're seeing some of the people who are, showing up on the TV to audition, and that's basically how it happens now, which sucks. So wrong. You have to do everything on television now. Everything. Including make your case for why you would be a great governing partner for a president of the United States as vice president. It's just crazy. But anyway, Governor Tim Walz, he said, this yesterday, and it went out all over social media. People want to be inspired, okay? They're so tired of the name-calling thing. And there's nobody, from the other side that's offering any vision of the future that is good. There is no vision of the future. It's all about what happened to him in the past, right?
People want to be inspired to something bigger than themselves. You have these folks come out here and it's all about shrinking. It's all about anger. It's all about name calling. They've got nothing. And then this idea, guys that were born on third base thinking they hit that triple or whatever, Donald Trump inheriting the money. It's ludicrous. That's not who we are. And I think when you see the optimism of what is possible, the optimism of talking about rebuilding that middle class, we're moving in that direction, it's exciting. And I don't believe it'll work. And I'll tell you what, go ahead and continue to denigrate people. Go ahead. My God, they went after cat people. Good luck with that. Turn on the internet and see what cat people do when you go after them. These people, if it would be funny if it wasn't so sad, yeah. They see the least fortunate among us as scapegoats and punchlines for them. Kamala Harris and Democrats see them as our neighbors. That is a big difference.
It's huge. It's huge. People do want to be inspired. People do want to talk about the future. People do want to talk about something other than, cat ladies being to blame for their lot in life. I don't even understand. But J.D. Vance is doubling down on this thing. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, he's saying that people with children should have more power in this country than people who don't. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.